For sure, I don't feel good because we don't have results. The problems are bigger than I was thinking when I come here. There are a mix of emotion, still have a big will and confidence to try to change the things, But the problems, look, they're always coming back. Everything you prepare, everything you work, it's gone, There is nothing about you as a coach, so frustration, and I need to find strength, and my job is to help the players in the end.
Would you ever reach the point, and I know you're saying you're not paying attention to the criticism?
It's so obviously that someone think that will become one coach and will change something, the problems will resolve. This is make me laughing.
This is not thinking too much about the consequence, but to be ready to do what we prepare.
How big is today in your fight against relegation?
It's a good chance to get points, to face this game as a challenge for us, to face with our arguments and with our qualities, enjoying the game and trying to compete in our best level.
He'd dearly love his first Premier League win to arrive today. Forest 4 points from the last 21. 1 point last weekend at Anfield for Spurs has got people believing today. And when you look at that team with Romero and Van der Ven back and Richarlison and Solanke at the other end of the pitch, are there more characters, more spine to the team to get a result today?
Yeah, I think if you can try and get your best players on the pitch, the fact that you've obviously Richarlison, he's a maverick, but he scores goals. He gets into areas where he's dangerous. Solanke, still probably trying to get up to speed from that big injury that he had. Romero, Van der Ven, big characters, leaders. But you're going to need everyone today. You're going to need the fans. And listen, if you're one of those players, you're on the bus. If it needed something to motivate you, that added motivation. You see the scenes outside the stadium. There's your motivation. Just go out and win the game now.
For Forest, they've actually picked up more points away this season, and we know what Tottenham, 10 points is all they've amassed at home. It's been such a hard place for them to play. If you're a Forest player, do you try and play on that today?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. You try and play to your strength, which will be to try and nullify and quieten, very much like Sunderland, we said before the game, would try and nullify the Newcastle crowd. They didn't. But Forest going there will want to quieten it down and put Tottenham under as much pressure as possible. Try and force them into so many errors, which then they'll start and feel the nervousness from the crowd. Because if Spurs aren't winning in the first 20 or 25 minutes, that's exactly what will happen. Because of the size, you can't underestimate the size of this game. It could be the difference between actually staying and not in the Premier League.
Yeah, it's no exaggeration. It's £100 million fixture potentially.
Yeah, and I think these good players, they realise now. The games are running out. There's no easy game in the Premier League. Forest are a good team. They've got good players, but these players are going to have to find some sort of character, show some quality when it's needed in the game. I can imagine the atmosphere is going to be electric. It's that important. For everyone involved in a football club. But you need calm heads. You need to calm heads and just go out and play.
You need big hearts as well. This is the ultimate test of character. If you're a Tottenham Hotspur player, I mentioned that 10 points. That's the worst tally of any team. You need Wolves and Burnley included at home this season.
You need to be brave. In these situations, you find out about your good players and your good characters. Because football's easy when you're winning games. Football is easy when you're 2 and 3-0 up, when you get your good players on the ball and you do your little tricks and flicks. Football's not so easy when you're in a hugely pressurised situation and you're thinking, who's going to be the one to get on the ball and not afraid to make mistakes? And then if they do make a mistake, are you going to be big enough to get on the ball again and say, no, give me it? In front of that huge crowd, when things aren't going well for you, that's when you find out who your characters are and who your good players are. And Spurs are going to need not just one of those today, but 6 or 7 of them to get through the mess that they're in.
And actually, Alan, you do have experience of what Igor Tudor's trying to do here when you're given an 8-game, somebody else's players, somebody else's squad. And he didn't get much change, as Jermaine says, out the first 4 games. He's seen a little bit at Liverpool. He's learning on the job, as you were, about the players, aren't you? You see from a distance, but then you get in there and it's often very different.
No, it is. It was very, very different. There's a reason why you've been brought in, because it's a mess beforehand. Now, he's got something. He's got something out of these players in the last 2 games. He'll be hoping and praying that they can go again in the bigger pressurised situation, because it's bigger today than it was in midweek, or it was last week, because not many people expected them to get anything. They're now at home, they're now against a team that's in and amongst them. They can put them under huge pressure, and it has to be them that are the ones that are putting the pressure on Forest.
Quick reminder of the team news. As we were saying, Romero and Van der Ven after suspension are both back for Igor Tudor, which is a huge boost, and starts for Solanke and Richarlison, the hero, last weekend at Anfield. Nottingham Forest made a lot of change, understandably, in Europe in the week, but from their 0-0 draw with Fulham a week ago, it's just one change. Nicolas Dominguez drops out. They are able to recall Amari Hutchison in that front four alongside Gibbs White, Hudson-Odoi and Igor Jesus. Right, what do you want to see right from the off from your former club here, Jermaine?
I just feel like it has to be a fast start. You know, you have to give these fans something to cheer about. Also, I mentioned before about the quality. You have to show quality, because I don't think there's been enough quality, especially at home. But the performances, the second half against Liverpool, for me, that's the level. I think if you can bring that today, show that sort of level and quality, then you've got a chance of winning the game.
Can they deal with the expectation and pressure Alan's talking about? It is a different environment to last week when nobody expected them to get them.
They have no choice. And I think, you can talk about the manager, you can talk about tactics, and I think if you need the manager to motivate you or stress the importance of this football match, you're in the wrong sport. It's so tight. Like I said, the games are running out. You're going to have to find something. There's a group of players, all your leaders on the pitch, you've got a World Cup winner on the pitch. It's that important. But they have to start fast today.
And the added spice, Alan, at the same time, third from bottom West Ham, who themselves have lost just twice in 9 league games now, away at fourth place Villa.
Yeah, at least they're putting up a fight, West Ham. They were done 2 months ago. So he's galvanised them. He's changed the system, and he's seen a team that are prepared to fight and battle and scrap. And you'd much rather have that, knowing that at least if you're going to go down, you're going down fighting.
Do Spurs do this, Jay?
Have to. Must win. It's a must win. And there's good players. You look at the team there. There's some good players. There's players that have played in huge football matches. So they're going to have to just try and handle the occasion and play.
The magnitude is there for all to see. What an afternoon at the bottom of the Premier League. To talk you through it all, Don Hutchison and Joe Spate.
Thank you, Steve. So what a game we have in store. The stakes are so high in North London for this pivotal match in what's been a